We are living in a fallen world. Our society is developed into a society of vast uncertainties where the morale is low, where there's civil unrest, where there's violence, where there's wars, where there's rumors of wars, where there's divisiveness abound, and there's just a lot of uncertainty. And you have what's called a cancel culture where individuals with views, thoughts, opinions that are more often than not true and accurate, they become deaf mutes because they're walking in fear. They don't want to lose their job. They don't want to get fired. They don't want to be viewed in a negative light. Many people are suffering. Many people are in pain. Many people are hurting. But I think we have to understand that in life, people are going to hate. People are going to at times hurt your feelings, sometimes going to be intentional, other times it's not. We have to come to the realization that something's going to be done. It's going to ruffle our feathers. But we should take no offense. No offense. You see, guys, the suffering, I love the way Ken Keyes puts it. He said, more suffering comes into the world by people taking offense than by people intending to actually give offense. Suffering, pain, uncomfortable. People are suffering more because they take offense. You see, when someone says something or does something to us, we have a choice. We have options. Just imagine someone gives you something and they put that thing, that offense on the table. And it's sitting there and you're faced with a dilemma. Should I take it? Do I accept this offense or do I just leave it on the table? You see, some of you have decided to take the offense no matter what it is, and it may not even be your size. You wear a size 10 and that offense that's on the table is a size 16. It don't even fit you. It'll be too big, it'll fall off you. So why take it? Why choose to accept the offense when you could just leave it right there on the table? You could just leave it right there on the table. You see, in the word, Luke chapter 17, verse 1, it says, it is impossible that no offenses will come. It's impossible. It's impossible. So it's not that it's impossible. Something's going to happen. It reminds me of, when this very successful businessman was once asked, he said, about a young boy, he was like, sir, what's the key? What's the secret to success? And the successful businessman was like, son, lad, I really can't give you the key or the secret to success, but I can definitely tell you the key to failure. And that is try to please everyone. Because it's impossible. You're not going to be able to please any and everybody. Something's going to happen. You're going to say something. You're going to do something. But you should be allowed to express yourself freely. All right? As long as it's coming from a pure place and not worry about negative repercussions. Just a couple years ago, this individual, they wrote a book, How Not to Offend Anyone. And as you see, as they're scrolling through the book, the pages are blank because there's no way to not offend anybody. It's virtually impossible. It's virtually impossible. And, for me, when I think about offense and whether or not a person takes offense, I think it's a reflection of how mature or immature they are, where they are in their individual growth patterns. It shows me if a person is healed or unhealed, whether they're mature or immature, whether they are whole, WHOLE, or whether they have holes, HOLE. So where are you? You know, um, Being easily offended is a symptom of immature love. It's a sign of immaturity. That's what it is. So don't be easily offended. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to share some characteristic qualities of an unhealed person and then a healed person. So, an unhealed person, this individual can find offense in pretty much anything a person says or does. Doesn't matter what it is. You can ask that person, well, would you like a bacon, lettuce, and tomato sandwich? And they may look at you and be like, bacon, lettuce, tomato? I don't know what tomato is. I'm from up north. We say tomato. And they get offended because you pronounce it tomato. When in their mind, you should be saying tomato. So, hey, same word, same meaning, but because you say it differently, they get offended. And so their response is going to be a detriment to their future. And really and truly, all it is just an effective way of shutting off some unpleasant truth about themselves. I said it earlier. I said offense is a event, but being offended is a choice. It's a choice. Look at it as an indicator showing you where to look within yourself for some unresolved issues. Reminded of the check engine light of a car, and that little neon light comes on, that little icon looks like a little engine to come on, check engine. And it basically letting you know that something may be breaking pretty soon or something's not running optimally. So you might want to go get it checked out. And when you take offense, it's no different. It's just a warning sign. It's an indicator that you might want to look internally and deal with some of those unresolved issues. Offense is an event, but being offended is a choice. Now let's contrast a healed person. A healed person, they understand that the actions of others have absolutely nothing to do with them. They have nothing to do with them. They decide not to take offense. They're deliberate about it. They are intentional. And a healed person that doesn't accept or take that offense, they lead much more happier, much more productive lives. Now, I'm inspirational speaker, as you know, but I'm also a realist, and I do know that some people are still going to take offense. So let's take a look at the results of offense. What are the results of offense? Well, what it does is it cuts you off from God. It separates you from that pop line, and it blocks the blessings from heaven. And as mature, as uh, growing individuals, improving daily, we have to get away from being offended by truth. When I was a child, I spoke as a child, I thought as a child, I did childish things. But now that I am old, I'm done away with that childish behavior. Taking offense is a childish behavior. Rick Gervais once said, offense is taken, not given. There's no need to disarm the world. Make yourself bulletproof. Block, unfollow, laugh. You don't have to deal with it. You have a choice. Be like ducks. Ducks' feathers, when the water gets on it, just kind of rolls off. Just kind of rolls off. So let it just roll off, pop your collars, and keep it moving. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. And we can't be overly sensitive. We can't have exquisitely tender feelings about things and sensibilities which are easily offended. You see, when someone offends, you have a choice. You can either use that offense and have it become a wound or a wall of offense or a window of revelation. The choice is yours. And I want you to think about those two options. If you choose to take offense, it's a wound, it's a wall of offense. It's a wound. And one thing about walls is that the walls are dividers. They separate. Walls can be very difficult to get around, to go through, to go over, because they're walls. They're intended to divide and provide barriers versus a window of revelation. Windows you can see through, right? You can see what's going on. You can ask for help. You can get help. Windows you can open so you can get out and things can come in. Windows of revelation. You could be, revealed to you that that person is not good for you, that this is something that you may need to work on, individually. But again, the choice is yours. Choice is yours. To be offended, again, is a choice that we make. It's not a condition that's inflicted or imposed upon us by someone or something else. We have the power. You have the power. Take no offense. Take no offense. And as I close this video, I'm going to end with, again, another Rick Gervais quote. And he said, I see offense as the collateral damage of free speech. It's just collateral damage. I hate the thought of a person's ideas being modified or even hushed because someone somewhere might not like to hear them. Outside actually breaking the law or causing someone physical harm, hurting someone's feelings is almost impossible to objectively quantify. It's almost impossible. It's going to happen. We all have choices. That's why there's multiple networks on television. You don't like something that's being said on NBC, go to CNN, go to BBC, go to Fox. You have options. You have options. Take no offense. Again, my name is Anthony Henderson, speaker extraordinaire. My hope for you today is that the windows of your understanding be enlightened as to how amazing you really and truly are, and that you have a better understanding of your purpose, and that you walk in your purpose and you walk in that greatness, because you are a star and you've been created to shine. Thanks for watching and have an amazing day. Bye-bye.